How's it going, guys? Just wanted to say hi to all my new subscribers. I want to thank you for coming along. Any likes, comments, or new subscribers really helps motivate me to stay on top of this blog and keep creating content for you guys to keep interacting with you. I'm still kind of learning just how much work it is to run a blog full time. So I'm hoping to keep making videos. I'll do the best I can and come along for the ride. Today, I want to talk about meat replacements and or vegan alternative products. As you may have seen in my videos, I do use almond milk. They do contain some preservatives and a few other things that I'm not, that aren't perfect on the diet. But you kind of take everything with a grain of salt. Sometimes you have to make a few compromises. But other than that, you'll notice I don't use any, textured vegetable protein crumbles or soy crumbles or vegan burger patties or chicken strips or soy cheese or anything like that. It really, because the term vegan is a very broad term and definition of a diet, and I follow a very specific diet called the whole food plant-based diet. And that diet is based off of the works of Dr. Campbell with the China study. I highly recommend that you pick this up if you want to learn more about the science and the study of nutrition, about why I choose to be on the diet that I'm on. And it's all started with this book. There's Dr. Esselstyn and several other medical professionals who are nutritionists and nutrition specialists who have done the science behind studying a diet like this. This past weekend, my wife had seen advertised on, is either on Facebook or somewhere, for a company called Beyond Meat, who were making, vegan meat replacements, and they advertised themselves as a plant-based meat replacement. So she wanted to try it, and so we found it at a grocery store. It's in the frozen section. We picked it up, and I was reading the label, and I said, well, it's only technically plant-based, but it's not a whole food plant-based. And so a lot of organizations, in order to separate themselves from some of the stigma of vegan products, which I'm very familiar with it, I've talked a little bit about some of the stigma, they call themselves plant-based, but it's not the same as a plant-based whole food. And so I've actually pulled up here on their website. This is what we had, was their grilled chicken strips. We had their Beyond Meat grilled chicken strips, and I'm going to go ahead and read the ingredients for you so you can kind of make some decisions for yourself, and so I can help explain to you why this doesn't fall under the whole food plant-based umbrella. So the ingredients: water, non-GMO soy protein isolate, pea protein isolate, grilled chicken flavored, it's marked as vegan flavored, yeast extract, potassium maltodextrin, natural flavoring, salt, maltodextrin, sunflower oil, citric acid, rice flour, expeller pressed canola oil, soybean fiber, carrot fiber, contains 0.5% or less of dipotassium phosphate, spices, salt, white vinegar, sugar, molasses powder, titanium dioxide for color, potassium chloride, and paprika. And I don't want to sound, again, I'm trying to avoid being pretentious, but I don't believe I have a titanium dioxide plant that I can grow in my backyard. And yes, that is being picky. That is being, very specific. But it is very important that what I eat, I always strive towards plant-based whole food. And what that means is it grows out of the ground. All the ingredients that I eat grow out of the ground, and that they are whole foods and not extracted in scientifically chemically extracted ingredients like a protein isolate. Well, that's not the idea. Is to consume ingredients that are in at least a natural form. So just wanted to show that it's just because it says plant-based doesn't mean it's whole food plant-based. Now, the experience my wife and I had with it, we are not we weren't born vegans. We've only been eating this way for about 3 years now. And so I know what real chicken tastes like, what its texture and consistency is like. And this stuff is pretty good. If you've never had chicken before, you could definitely say, yeah, this is chicken. Or if it's been a long time, like 20 years since you've had chicken, you might be able to say, okay, yeah, that's pretty close. And it is pretty close. But it's like cheap chicken. It was on par with like sliced grilled chicken that you would get on a cheap Caesar salad at a cafeteria or something like that. So just the very most processed, cheap version of chicken that you could get. So it wasn't terrible. But after eating it, both my wife and I really just had some digestive discomfort. Our body wasn't happy. We never got sick, but we just had discomfort. It was just, we felt uncomfortable. It was just, our bodies were telling us that it wasn't what we maybe should or shouldn't have eaten. So it got us to thinking, what's the point of a vegan meat replacement? What role does it play? For us on a whole food plant-based diet, it definitely, just by default because of the ingredients, has no role in our diet. It's not on our diet. And for people who have had meat before or who grew up on meat, in the end, it's going to be just a little bit of a letdown. No matter how good it is, it's not going to be meat. They're getting closer. Absolutely, they're getting closer. But what's the point? Why? Why do you need a meat replacement? Because we eat meals. You've seen some of my recipes, but and I've got a ton that we don't do. I've got a stack of cookbooks. All of them, are free of meat and cheese, animal products. They have, and for the most part, they're free of replacement products too. All they have is non-dairy milk. And we thought, well, maybe it's for people who are working on becoming vegan, who are making the transition from a standard American diet to a vegan diet. But then my thought process was, well, your palate, your brain, your stomach is going to know that this stuff isn't real. It's not as good as grilled chicken. It's not, it's not going to be as good as a regular pizza. It's not going to be as good as a beef hamburger. So what is the point? You wouldn't want to. If you're trying to encourage people to try a vegan diet, here we've got all this great food that you can try, and then this really crappy, imitation meat. If you try to just make that switch, you're going to hate it. You're going to switch back to regular chicken and regular beef pretty quickly, unless you're just really super determined. I just wanted to talk about it. If anyone had any questions, that's kind of to put it out there. And so for me, I would say that there really isn't a role for it. There isn't a place in the diet for it. You may be trying to make a transition and you want to go from, grilled chicken fajitas to this, veggie fajitas with this imitation chicken in it. You can. I just want to say you'll probably be disappointed, and I think you will enjoy more a strict vegetable fajita dish. And, adding more or different diverse kinds of vegetables. And I think that you will have a more fulfilling experience, and you will really be motivated, I think, to stick with a dietary change like that. So, I wanted to put that out for you. Give me your thoughts and comments on it. Have you tried Beyond Beef or any of the other alternatives, Gardein, or I don't shop, I don't buy these things, I don't know them off the top of my head, but have you tried them? What do you think of them? Leave comments below, tell me what you think. And then stick around. I am going to film making dinner, but I don't know if it's going to get edited into this one video. So if I do get everything edited all into one video, stick around. We're going to go cook dinner. And if this does end up becoming 2 videos, I just want to say thanks for coming by. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this video, enter this discussion. Enter into a discussion with me on this, or a discussion with your friends. Find me on Facebook. I've noticed a lot of people have been checking out my Facebook page, but they haven't been liking. That's the important step. Just take that one little quick out of the second when you find my page, hit that like button. I'm trying to pick up the activity on there. I'm going to be able to share more pictures and then kind of preview posts about the recipes and things I'm going to be doing throughout the week. So, I'll catch you guys. This is what the cool kids do, right? Like, peace.